Hi everyone, it's Jackie Van Workum, Grieving Moms Finding Hope, out here on a bike ride before my day really gets started. And I wanted to talk to you today about the tiger and the little girl. And you're probably going, what's that? Well, the tiger and the little girl was something that God put on my heart years back, way before my son took his life by suicide. And it was all about trying to hide, the secrets that were in my family and all the struggles that I had, because of course you don't want anybody to see you being weak. And as I learned some things from some friends and saying, oh, Jackie, everybody thinks you've got it all together, I thought, well, that's not the legacy I want to leave. I found out that it was easier to share the happenings that I went through when my mom struggled with depression. And honestly, she did try to take her life after some things had happened to her, and she suffered for many years thereafter. And it wasn't until about 2010 that I actually started to really open up about that. And then I realized that we all walk around with like this tiger image, these big bold stripes. We walk with an intimidating gait. We growl and kind of walk forward and try to scare somebody when they get a little bit too close to us so that they back off. And so when my counselor had asked me to draw what was going on in my heart, I started to draw this great big tiger on this piece of paper. And it was, I can't even draw, I'm not an artist, but I started to draw this tiger and I stood back at it and looked at it, and she's waiting for me to draw what was on my heart. And I looked and I thought, that's not what's really on my heart. That's what I want everybody to think. And then I started to draw this little stick figure, little girl sitting in a chair, bent over with tears. And I drew the tears in red because there was so much pain that she was carrying and wanted somebody to talk to, and I didn't know who. And I handed the paper to the counselor and I said, let me explain to you. She goes, oh, you don't have to explain anything. I can see very much what's happening. And it was from that moment on I decided that I was more approachable when I would talk and be transparent, be vulnerable, and share those things I struggled with in order to help other people. And yesterday, in preparing for a talk that I'm doing this Saturday in Huntington Beach at the Refuge Calvary Chapel Church, it's an all-day, it's called a Breaking Through Ministries, and it's an all-day conference for women that you're going to hear my story, and you're going to hear about 6 or 7 other women, stories that were horrific, and hope came out at the end of it. And when I was preparing for it, I actually went back to my son's messages he left for us. And it's the first time that I have revisited them since the initial time, which was over 1.5 years ago. And I kept trying to resist it, but God just kept putting it on my heart to listen to it. And I learned so much from an educational standpoint of what was going on in his heart. And from that moment, I felt so inspired, even more than I have, to reach out to those and give them hope, since I wasn't able to be there for him in that moment to give him that hope. And he said, basically, there is solace right around the corner. That was the place that he was in, thinking that there was absolutely nothing that could get him out of his situation. And he apologized, but he said, I just can't keep on doing this anymore. So this Saturday, if you're in the area, or if you know someone that needs to come out and listen to my story and how I talk about the tiger and the little girl, and to be transparent. And ladies, that's the way you're going to get through this grieving, being transparent and opening up and talking about your loss. And no matter how you lost your child, whether it was drugs or suicide, accident, illness, whatever it happened to be, you got to talk about it. You got to open up, and eventually that story is not going to have its power on you, and you're going to be able to help someone out, trust me. And this morning I was able to reach out to someone and share something with them, and I can't tell you the joy that I felt in being able to give them that little glimpse of hope through my situation. Anyways, I'm out here taking care of myself. I hope that you guys have that moment to do that and revisit the little girl that lives within that tiger that you're trying to intimidate sometimes people with, or you're just too embarrassed to talk about it and you want to come across as being strong, having it all together. It's not worth it. God bless you. Have a great day.